because we like for us, social media day is like Christmas. It's every day.
Indeed, every day is social media day. Every day is a day to celebrate live video, and every day is a day to be enjoyed. And live video is the greatest way to do it, but there are other ways too. And I suppose we have to talk about other things besides live video if we're talking about social media.
Absolutely. Let me send the link for those who are watching us, and hopefully they want to join us to share some ideas, some thoughts. Let me put it on the screen.
Whilst you're doing that, if I share my screen.
Okay, do it.
Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, share. Because we're on, right? So thank you very much. Okay, basically what you need is a social media presence. And I'm just going to go and scroll to the top of the page. This is my YouTube account. And this is where I go live. This is where my replays are. And basically anybody's watching video on YouTube, that's all they do, is to watch video. They come here not to scroll down the news feed. There isn't a news feed. What you have is a video feed. And the aim that you have is that you should appear when people search. Most of the videos are found either by any subscribers, and you want to get your subscriber count up. Mine is 474 at the moment. Target is 1,000. And I'm heading there, slowly but surely, heading the right way. And if we go over to the stats, we can see that I've got 698 minutes watched in the last year. Now that's going up, and I will, at current rate, reach 4,000 at some point. 8 people have looked at my channel in the last 60 minutes, 239 in the last 48 hours, which is good. You want a steady flow of people coming through. And then how many views have there been, and how many minutes have people watched for? Now, what you're trying to do is get as close to 4,000 hours, and then you can actually make it a commercial proposition, because once you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours, then you can monetize, which means that you can have adverts on your YouTube page, so that when people see your video, they'll also at the same time be shown adverts, should you decide to do that. And that's the primary way to actually monetize on YouTube. The videos you created on Facebook, you can bring over to YouTube, so they can be part of the mix. And my channel is a mix of videos which have been done on Facebook and on YouTube, and I bring everything over into one place. Now, the key thing is that you need to organize. So you need to have an intro video and the video you want people to see who are returning. And then first thing you have, this is your real estate. This is your place to actually show things. I've got the Almost Complete Guide to Be Live, which is now totally on YouTube, and you can see the first few videos there. And if you click the button, you can say show more. But also what I've got under there, which is something I want to concentrate on, is that last week was 5 days live, and you can recognize myself and Marco and Brigetti and Lottie and also Joe and David and Linda and Tina. So we're all there. And this is where the replays take place. We did very well. Thousands of people watch us on Facebook, and hundreds of people are actually watching us on YouTube. And the thing about the content that we're creating is evergreen. Getting started with live video was a classic. We all had great fun, and it is the ultimate guide to getting started with live video. So check out my channel. And that's one of the 4 things that you need to do in order, well, it's one of the 4 sites you need to be using. You need to be using YouTube, and you need to be using it so that people actually come. The stats at the top of the page are from a little package which I picked up along the way, which is called vidIQ, vidIQ. And that actually keeps track of everything that's going on your site. So that's one way to actually track the stats. And you don't track the stats just because the numbers, you track the stats for the trend. What you're actually looking for is an upward trend. So an upward number of subscribers, and that gradually goes up, and occasionally people will leave when you don't follow them back. And then the hours watched, you want to get to 4,000 if you want to monetize your channel, and you can watch that going up gradually. Now, before I started this, I was averaging about 100 hours per year. Then 5 months ago, I decided to take this seriously. I'm now averaging about 100 hours a month.
Good.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like everything. It's a marathon, and some people think it's really fast and easy to build a community on YouTube. They publish the first video and they are there. Okay, let me see how many millions of people are following me. How many million subscribers I will get.
The thing is that what you have to do is you've got to attract people. And the only way to attract people, as we know, is by having good content. I mean, content is the king. Content is the queen as well. You've got to have shows that people want to watch.
Absolutely. Well, we have here Harper. Harper, I hope you have the link to join the show on comments. Let me know if it's not, and I will resend it via Facebook. Let us know. And for those of you who just joined us right now, and if you want to join the show, please hit the link there. I hope that it's on comments. If not, please let me know so I can send to you the link for you to join us here on screen. Harper, please join us.
Yeah, I've just given Harper the link. Well, you've given Harper the link, so whichever link follows, then he'll join us. Shall we post?
Keep trying.
Yeah. Shall we post it in 5 days live and see if anybody's around?
Okay, there you go. Harper is here. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Harper. How are you?
Good. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good afternoon here. Good morning there.
Yes, good morning here.
How are you, my friend?
I have my morning coffee.
I'm just getting ready. I'm English, of course. I'm just getting ready for a cup of tea.
Yes, it's tea time in England.
After the broadcast.
I think it's always tea time in England.
It is. It is. Well, actually, my partner's German, and our tradition is to have coffee and cooking, which is brilliant because I love cake and I love coffee. So in the afternoon, instead of having tea, as the English would, we have coffee and cake like the Germans would. So it works quite well.
We don't have any tradition here about
No.
at afternoon. Well, we eat something at the middle of the afternoon, and that's it. So, Harper,
Yes,
tell us, what are you doing, my friend?
Well, preparing slides. I'm trying to make an overlay. I watched Steven's video over the weekend and or the last couple of days. And so I'm trying to put an overlay together for my show here in a couple hours. I'm going to be featuring my personal car, the red Camaro that we've seen pictures of. So I'm going to be featuring that one on what I've done to it so far, and what I'm going to be doing to it in the future. So trying to work up some overlays on that. So
okay, perfect. And how do you see this social media thing? Because today we are here celebrating privately the social media day plus one the day after. So if you want to share something about how social media impacted your life, how you see social media, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think social media it's definitely. I mean, you can't really say a way of the future because, I mean, it's now. I think what really, prior to the whole Corona thing was, it was kind of a way to chit chat back and forth or to vent and stuff like that. But I think now with all the COVID stuff, I think a lot of businesses have figured out how to do business online, whether it's through social media or Zoom or Be Live, all kinds of stuff. I think it's it is truly a way of the future, and it's here to stay. As you can see, my little Chihuahua here behind me.
we have a special guest today.
Wondering who I'm talking to.
Live streaming being live streaming.
Yep.
He looks nice.
She loves looking out the windows because she can see. I live in a part of my town where there's a lot of old people that walk the neighborhood, and so she thinks we're being attacked, and so she always barks at people, but she won't do that. But yeah, so
it's a dog being a dog.
Oh, yeah,
mostly
exactly.
The smallest one, which like to bark to everything.
Yeah. She enjoys chasing lizards in the backyard, so that's her thing.
Okay, perfect. Stephen.
So I was just sharing the show. That's my excuse.
Okay.
I was listening totally, sharing the show, listening about the dog and the neighbours, but I had to share the show out to my profile because I don't normally find the show until afterwards. Sure.
Thank you. So share with us your ideas about social media. How does social media impacted your life? And mostly by these COVID days.
Well, I'm going to be honest here. Social media is my life. Apart from when I manage to get out and about, which is all weekend. I don't broadcast all at weekends. Weekends are sacrosanct. I am not going to broadcast live at the weekend. So it's Monday through Friday is when I do most of my social networking. And it's a mixture of things. First of all, Facebook. Broadcasting on Facebook is always good, and also the Belivers group, and that's where everybody uses Belive. It should be a member, and currently over 23,000 people are, and helping people in the Belivers group by answering questions and doing the weekly broadcast at 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. on a Tuesday in the UK. And I've been blown away over the last 6 weeks by the hundreds of people who've actually joined the live broadcast and all the comments that I've got. So I just want to say thank you to everybody in Belivers for all their comments and questions. And then we've got the regular shows that we do. We just finished 5 days live, of course, which the 5 days we actually did was good. The one we missed wasn't, but the 5 days we did were absolutely brilliant. And organising that is a labour of love. I start off with talking to my friends, and there are 9 of us, and we've known each other for quite a while. We all met on live broadcasting and get on very well. And I get to know which days everybody's available. And then having got to know which days people are available, I can go to Trello and I can map out who's going to be on what day. Then I've got a list of topics, and then I try and match the topics with the people who are on each day. Now this year was easy. This time was easy because getting started was the first show, and the next level was the last show. So I only had 3 shows to sort of mix and match, and then we got the program together. Everybody agreed it, and we went live for 5 days and had great fun doing it because it's a win-win because we enjoy getting together. We enjoy being live on the shows together. We sort of play off each other, and as just talking to Marco before the show, we both learned things, and we want to say a big thank you, both of us, I think, to Lottie. Lottie is a professional broadcaster. She has been since she was broadcasting on television in the early 90s. I'll not say how early, but she is the camera confidence coach, and my outlook on social media and live video changed when I read Lottie's book. I know Lottie brings out her copy of the book. I'm going to find mine somewhere because it's both covered, and I'm going to bring that on the next time we go live. And we'll have 2 copies of her book. Her book is good. It's darn good, and it gives you a lot of practical information learned over the years. And of course, the team are just absolutely brilliant. But you can't just do live on Facebook if you want to succeed. We've looked a moment ago while Marco was busy. We looked at the YouTube channel, which is an important part. Then there's your Twitter account, and I haven't got around to looking after that yet. I just throw things in it, and it just seems to work. And then finally the website, and the website is very important. I know Fonz is in the throes of actually changing his website, which is a pain to do. But Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and your website are the 4 things that you need to get anywhere in social media. Because if you don't have the 4 together, then you're missing out. You're not actually using the power of social media to push your business or your cause. And I would say, just do it. Just make sure you have a website, make sure you've got a Facebook presence, make sure you've got a YouTube presence and a Twitter presence. Okay, that's me.
So you'll be on the big screen the whole show.
Let's change the photograph then. I don't want to bore. Right, the photograph behind me is of Weiblingen in Germany, which is our twin town. Anyway, I'll stop talking now.
Okay, perfect. Well, that thing that happened the last Friday, I think it's a good reflection to talk about social media, which is we should not, or we don't need to be perfect. I think it's the one of the good things about social media, at least for me. I don't want to be perfect. I allow myself to make mistakes, to be wrong on social media, because that's it. That's this thing that some people come to me and said to me, "Oh, Marco, I think you should make the show with a nice shirt, an expensive shirt, maybe with a tie, and not so informal." And I replied to them, "Look, I'm not pretending to be the the news presenter, so that's me. If I like to be with a black T-shirt with some message on there, I will do that." And that's the point. So I think it's good to share some insights, some ideas about this, about to be perfect and allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to show you as you are. Some thoughts on this, Mr. Stephen Healy.
I want to go to. He's going to keep doing this. I know he is, just because he can. Right, we'll do the mistakes thing, and then I'd like to know how Harper gets ready for his broadcast, because that's we all have different ways of doing it, and I would like to know. And then we'll hear from Marco how he prepares for a show, and then I'll go last this time. Mistakes are going to happen. This is, first of all, this is not television. There is no normally there is no rehearsal. There's no pre-production, other than writing down a list of the topics that you're actually going to talk about. I only make a list, either a mental list or a written list of the topics that I'm going to have for the show. During the show, I may or may not speak about those topics. If I don't, nobody knows. If I miss something, nobody knows. The other thing is that if things do go wrong, and I had a major problem last Friday when my Windows update decided to start, and I was hosting the show, and it was the problem is, if you're hosting the show, and your Windows update starts, you can't change anything. You can't take anybody off screen. You can't change the position of somebody on screen. You can't put somebody solo. You can't bring other people on. There's very little you can do. If you can't, with your mouse, move things about, and that's the situation I found myself in. I was totally locked out of the studio. I could see what was going on, but I couldn't do anything to actually change it. And I was sat there for 20 minutes, and the 20 minutes is the longest 20 minutes I've ever had. Because not only was I waiting for Windows to finish updating, but I didn't realize straight away it was a Windows update. So I thought something totally wrong with my machine, which there shouldn't be, because it's only 6 months old. So I was sort of thinking about that. When I say thinking, I wasn't quite panicking, but it was sort of close. But the other side of the coin is, of course, that I wasn't alone on the show. Marco was there, and he was in the studio with Brigetti. And in the staging area was Lottie. Now, of course, Lottie wanted to get on camera, and then Brigetti got kicked off camera. So that left Marco on his own. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. You actually ran the show for 20 minutes until we got back. But the thing about it is that I'm trying to get my machine going, and it's just refusing because it's an update. You can't switch it off, and if you can't switch it off, you can't switch it back on again, which is what we all try and do when something goes wrong. So, but the thing is, I put my phone away from me when I'm broadcasting. I can't actually see my phone from where I am, but I can hear it. And whilst I'm trying to sort out all the things that are happening on Windows, I know that there are messages flying to and fro on Messenger. I can hear the pings, and I think, do I concentrate on actually getting me back, or do I actually answer the messages on Messenger? I, in the end, decided that I would leave the phone on one side and just come back as soon as I could, which is what I did. So that was the biggest thing, bad thing that's happened. There's nothing you can do about it. If Windows wants to update, it will. It should never update ever when you just started the show. 3 minutes in is not the best time. And you can't stop it because it doesn't say, you know, run later or anything like that. It just does it. But in a normal show, then things will go wrong. I mean, I did a show earlier today, and I was playing the Showcaster videos, the countdown videos. I've done 6 new ones. And this time round, I've actually got licensed music rather than the in-video music. So the music is better quality. Yeah. And when I've got a video about New York, I can have a song about New York with somebody singing. And the two go together. So that when you do a 60-second countdown, you see the backdrop of New York, and then somebody's actually singing a song about New York. But there's a countdown timer in the corner. So I was doing this show, and I was just showing the 6 videos, and I'll come to why later. But for the moment, I wanted to play these 6 videos from YouTube. I set it all up this morning perfectly. I had it all in the studio, 6 videos lined up to go. And I pressed the first one, brought it up on screen, went full screen, no problem. Okay, came back after the video. Marco's going to guess what happened next. I came back after the video. I always turn my mic off when the video is playing to prevent any echo, and I forgot to turn my microphone back on. So the video stopped. I'm sat there talking away. I can hear me, but everybody watching can't. Now, if I'd done that once during the broadcast, that would have been reasonable because that's normal. It's called doing a Lottie, in actual fact. Lottie's quite good at it, turning the microphone off and forgetting she has. But I did it 3 or 4 times, but fortunately Corinda was there. So thank you, Corinda, and Adam, I think, for pointing out that my microphone wasn't on. But mistakes are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. You don't have to try to make mistakes. They're just going to happen. So my advice is just roll with it. 9 times out of 10, if you've got a problem, just refresh the show and carry on. You can come back. And it's all part of the fun. If we were able to, and heaven forfend that we do, but if we were to script everything, then it just would be so wooden it wouldn't be true. It's better if the chat is more informal and free format, because this is social media. This is about networking. This is about chatting with people. This is not the broadcast news. This is not NBC, CBC, CNN, or the BBC even. This is live video, and live video is the best. Over to you, Marco.
So thank you, Stephen. It was Stephen from England. It's time to talk about racing cars. Harper! Harper, let us know about your Hawkworth situation, my friend.
All right. Well, as you guys know, I'm still somewhat, I'm definitely new compared to what, how many times you guys have been on here. But, I think I've pretty much experienced every possible glitch on social media going live that you can possibly have. My very first time going live on Be Live on Facebook, there was no sound and it was a blue screen. Didn't know that because I can see myself, but we didn't have, anything on. So me and my friend are sitting here talking. We did like a 15-minute broadcast, then we posted it, and then, we ended it, and then we went back to review it, and it was like, there's nothing there. So we turned it back on, and because I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't let it deter me from, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to ever do this again. I was like, all right, whatever. So, because when you hit live, I didn't know what to expect. So, we thought we were live. We weren't. Well, we were, but I had played with all the little buttons, and the camera was off and the microphone was off. And so it was just a blue screen, and you could see my name there, like, okay. But yeah, so, we went and we did it again, the same show. And, this time with camera and with the microphone. And, but it's fun. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube on how to, how you should do this for like a YouTube channel and stuff like that. And they're always saying, you should be scripted, but it's like, I've got, like I've kind of briefly shared with you guys, I kind of have some problems with my brain and I can't remember things. So trying to remember a script or even trying to read something, it's not going to come out natural as if it's me. So I'd rather just shoot from the cuff. That's why my shows are about cars, because I can speak from the heart. I don't have to worry about, trying to memorize things. So, but yeah, it's like, and then, if you, anybody who watches my channel on Car Therapy, oh my gosh, I'm still trying to figure out how I can compile all of that missed filming and everything of that drag race, because, it was like 5 hours of just every technical difficulty you could possibly have. My laptop overheated, my phone overheated, which was my Wi-Fi connection at the time. And then I ended up trying to run around from side to side of the drag strip. If that didn't scare me away from social media, nothing will. And I really enjoy, going live and kind of having my own broadcast. Like Steven said, it's not the news. We don't have to have, a tie on and, be all formal and, we're not Walter Cronkite, from back in the day. It's our show, it's our channel, it's whatever we want it to be. And it should be us, not us pretending to be something that we're not, so I enjoy it. And if I'm the only one that gets joy out of me doing it, that's fine, but, I do have, more and more followers. So apparently other people are too. So
yeah, that's it. The more you do this, and the more comfortable you get, and the more people will watch you. If they know you're going out on a Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Eastern, then they will look out for you. And he's right. Sorry, I should have said 4 p.m. Eastern. I do apologise. No bark, must have been right. So yeah, basically, I know. I've caught your show on the replay, and I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching it. I know people are following you and getting involved, and that's part of the magic. Is that people you don't know, you never heard of, from around the globe, as you said on the previous show, around the globe are actually connecting with you and connecting with your passion. And that you can't do it any other way than through live video. Writing a blog, you can describe something, but you can't show any emotion or passion unless you curse 1 or 2 times, of course. But okay, it's back to you, and it's your turn.
Okay, now it's time to see the weather for tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you that this is true. Because of COVID, I have German lessons on a Thursday night, 7 o'clock on a Thursday night, and because of COVID, it's normally around our house. Everybody comes round in the dining room, and there's 5 of us sat round a table. And the German lesson lasts for 2 hours. Angelica, my partner, actually is the teacher, and we have a great time. But of course, for the last 14 weeks, we've not been able to do that. What we've done is we've gone on Whereby, and it's all been done by video, which worked very well. Apart from, we have in our midst, and she won't be watching this because she's a technophobe, and she didn't want to go on live video, so she's missed out on 4 of 5 of the lessons, simply because she doesn't want to be on video, whether anybody can see it or not, whether it's just the 5 of us or not. Don't want to be on live video. This week, tomorrow, we're actually going to be sitting outside, so I'm hoping that the weather tomorrow is good, because if it's not, we'll be sat there with umbrellas.
So, and any ideas about what's coming next? Have you any project, Harper, using social media for your projects?
Well, in my bedroom here, I have 2 closets. This one here is a closet. This one here is actually a large walk-in closet. Well, being a guy, I don't have a whole lot of clothes, so the walk-in closet I am going to actually make into a recording studio. So I'm going to set up, a small desk in there. I'm going to have, that way all my equipment, as I get it, is going to be set up, and that way I don't have to worry about trying to log on and all this kind of stuff. But everything's going to be set up in there, and that way I have a nice, quiet place without dog barking and stuff like that. But that way I have a place, so I mean, that's just kind of my quiet little area, and because this time of the year, living in the middle of the desert. Normally I'm out in the garage because most of my stuff was car related. So I figured that was a great place, but it's getting, when it's 106, 110 outside, it's 130 to 140 in the garage. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little too ridiculous. So this way I have a nice cool place that's air conditioned to go.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, 110, those are unknown temperatures in the UK and in Portugal. Even Portugal doesn't get 110.
No. From about now until about the 3rd week of July, we'll start getting really hot. And then about the end of July, we have monsoon season. And it's called monsoon season because for about 6 weeks, it's going to do nothing but rain and it floods. I always live up on top of the hills for that reason. But yeah, it will. There's flash floods. It could rain in my part of the town, and then the south part of the town will still have warnings because the irrigation system we have, as far as for getting it out of the way, a lot of times crosses over roads. But we'll reach anywhere from 115 to 120, probably 3 or 4 weeks steady through the summer.
My God.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy because I live close to the sea. It's about 15 minutes to get there, and even though in summer sometimes we have we are Celsius, so
right.
Use the conversion. Sometimes we get, I think, in the worst scenario, 35.
Yeah.
But the main problem here is humidity, because, for instance, in winter, the walls are full of water.
Oh yeah.
That's a big problem here, because because we are close to the sea, we have this problem. But in summer, when I was young, I never needed
a couple weeks ago, right?
yeah. Well, I'm still young. My name,
Well, of course.
my name, Novo, means young, so I will be young every time.
Forever young.
Forever young. I had in July. It was amazing. We had to sleep with open windows and no sheets, nothing on bed. But now it's different. I don't know why. And don't say to me that climate is not changing.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
but not so problematic the summer here. And there, Mr. Healy, I remember when I was 15, or I mean 2 years ago. I was in England, in Lancaster. I don't know if it's close to you, and the weather there was so funny. I even got rain in July.
Oh, well, you would. You're in Lancashire, which is the north of England, about 30 miles away from Manchester. Or 40 miles away from Manchester, and about 20 miles away from where I was born, which is Burnley. Lancaster is full of history, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the place.
Yeah. You've got the university, you've got the town and the castle, and the quayside, and the museums. I passed through Morecambe and Asian. It's we have this story. I was 15. The other guy who came with me, we were 3 guys. It was because Lancaster is I don't know, a twin city with mine, Vienna, and they made a kind of Olympic Games with all the cities in Europe who are that twinhood with them. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I think you may not believe, I was on athletics. High jump, 100 meters, 200 meters. I know it's hard to believe, but it was true. We believe you.
Yeah.
We believe you.
And so we went there. It was me and 2 more guys. One was 15 and the other, I think it was 13. And he was the joker of the company because he was a young boy, very innocent. And so we were at the bus stop and we were waiting to the bus to drive us to Asian Towers. And I remember the bus driver opened the door and he was talking with a lady. I think she was buying tickets or something. And this boy was asking him, Asian Towers, Asian Towers, Asian Towers, Asian Towers. And so the bus driver got crazy. Will you be quiet? And then
welcome to England.
The boy stood like there, red as a tomato.
Yeah.
And then the lady went inside, and he came up, and he asked it again to the driver, Asian Towers. And he said, yes. It was amazing. They had in that, I think it's not there anymore, a leisure park, Frontierland.
That's closed, I think.
Yeah, I think it closed some years after that. I think it was because we were there.
Thanks, Marco.
They had to close the park. But I loved. One thing, have you ever been in England, Harper?
Yes, I actually dated a young lady between Liverpool and Manchester, but a little bit closer to Liverpool. But yeah,
I think it's not far from where I've been, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it's not far. It's not far.
The most amazing thing it's the cars. When you go in the wrong way of the road, seated on the wrong place.
And see, I didn't have a problem with that because in the military, I'm a retired U.S. Marine, and so I've been over to Japan and stuff like that. So when I first went over there, they taught us how to drive on what we call the wrong side of the road. And so when I got share with me. I could shift with my left hand, everything. Yeah, I was good. I was, I won't say that I was driving like, a local, but hey, I wasn't on the other side of the road, so that's all right.
Tell me how the trick. Tell me the trick.
Practice.
What's that?
We for many years we went on holiday to France, and we used to drive from Manchester down to Dover. In the early days, we got the hovercraft, and then we got the Sea Cat, and then finally we went through the Channel Tunnel. And you come off the Channel Tunnel, and you've just been driving on the left-hand side of the road. You've got to drive on the right, because if you don't, you're going to have a problem. So we come out the tunnel and we go into a little estate, a housing estate, and I drive the wrong way around there until I'm happy that I know that I should be on the other side of the road. And we practice for a few minutes and then set off. Yeah, and you know which side you should be on then. So you just switch over mentally from driving on the left-hand side to driving on the right-hand side. And it's 4 or 5 minutes, and it just works. Well, it works every time. And then the drive from Boulogne down to Nice was just 2 days of total relaxation. I love driving. I love cars, and driving from around Paris is an experience. I think the Périphérique. There's nobody drives like the French do. And if there's anybody French watching now, I do apologise. But Périphérique is a racing track, and it's not the best of maintained roads, and potholes are a feature of the roads, and missing them at 60 miles an hour is a technique I just about mastered.
Well, Stephen, I have bad news for you.
No.
Compared to Portuguese, French driving are angels. Believe me. And Portuguese roads compared, because some of our roads seems to get being taken away from Second World II. World War. Holes all around, and here, because for instance in winter it rains a lot. You have amazing holes on the road. So welcome to Portugal.
Whilst we're talking about driving, the worst place to drive is Cyprus. The Cypriots, they don't have any rules of the road. They just drive a car, and if somebody gets in their way, then that's their problem. And they will go the wrong way around a roundabout. They will go on the wrong side of the road, and they drive as if there was nobody else on the road, but unfortunately there is. And it's an experience, especially if you get in a taxi, then they're maniacs. So I've got to say that I can appreciate that the problems in Portugal, but Malta is, well, it's an experience which you want to survive, really. That's all you hope for.
It's funny because on the live description, I said that some random topics will come to the show. And you, Harper, tell us about your driving experiences.
Oh, well, to kind of the American version of the French driving is kind of like Californians, because you go through California and it's like if you're doing the speed limit, you're you'll get pulled over because you're slowing down traffic. Everybody does about 20 miles an hour over. Yeah, it's terrible. It really is. And but yeah, that's kind of the worst place here in the States is California drivers. So I mean, everybody's in a hurry, and yeah, they'll cut you off. They'll come up behind you and almost try, like so close you think they're going to start pushing you. But yeah,
there was a kind of footage on highway here in Portugal because, for instance, overspeed people, and there's a lot because here in Portugal, if you don't go overspeed, you're not Portuguese. You're the CC.
you're a tourist.
You're a CC. And a guy was caught. I don't know about 200 kilometers an hour or something, and then the journalists come to him. Why you were so at this speed? Well, because it was this guy in front of me, because if not, I will be even faster.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's amazing. And here we have this police cars. Most of them are, I don't know how to say, which are not with the labels, the police labels.
In this, well, yeah, unmarked.
Yeah, and they have Subarus, BMW 500, and this kind of fast cars. And sometimes they are looking for this. We used to call it in Portuguese heavy foot. They are looking, and then they start the race. Let's see, and then they go, and at the end, oh my God!
We have a lot of unmarked cars here in Arizona, just because it's so far between between here and Phoenix, and so it's a good 100 miles, and so many people are they'll get on the road and go so fast. They have like the modern cars, the Dodge Challengers and the Ford Mustangs and all that. And so you think you're going to race somebody, and it turns out as soon as you guys start going, he pulls behind you and flips on the lights, and you're like going, what? So I don't race anybody. I mean, I go to the track for that. It is not worth a speeding ticket. So, because it's expensive to get a speeding ticket. So,
yeah, absolutely. And you, Stephen, I think you look like a heavy foot.
do you have a lead foot, Stephen?
Sorry?
Do you have a lead foot? Are you a fast driver?
No. Always 69 miles an hour in the UK. Never, ever go up to 100.
Yeah.
Ever. Honestly.
Yeah.
You don't know who's listening to this. We've got a good friend called Neil. And Neil is a British police sergeant, and he was in the past a traffic cop. He now looks after one of the watchers at the police station, and he's in charge of the officers who are actually out and about. And I've got to be careful what I say, because for the last 5 years, along with my friend John Upton, Sergeant TCS as is known, has run in the UK Don't Stream and Drive Day. Now, it was Neil's idea. He started it off, and the first year he got a few police forces involved, and he appeared on the national television, and then he appeared on live video on Facebook with John and myself, and we did a couple of shows during the day. And when we got through to the 5th year, we were doing 3 shows a day, and we're preaching don't stream and drive. So in other words, don't be on your mobile phone whilst you're driving. And certainly don't be doing live video on your mobile phone. Don't stream and drive means don't use your phone whilst you're driving, whether it be text or live video. Or even people say that I was only watching something. That doesn't work, because somebody's going to say something and you're going to look away and your attention's gone then from the road. And you could say, right, okay, I pointed the camera at me. I'm not looking at it. And there's one guy who I won't name, but Fonz knows who he is. And he said, I'm a good driver. I'm not going to get in any trouble. I'm going to put the camera on the dash and it's going to be pointed at me and I'm going to look at the road and I'm going to talk whilst I'm driving. Well, he did well for about the first 30 seconds. And all of a sudden, he's driving down the road, he turns to camera. And you think, this guy, he's talking away to camera, he's not watching the road. So that's why Don't Stream and Drive exists, actually to make sure people don't do that. And the police actually sort of saw the video and he was spoken to, which is only fair, really. Yep. But yeah.
You see how good you are, Stephen. You brought the conversation again to live streaming. You're amazing, my friend.
Keeping the world safe on the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see so many people because it's kind of well, look how succeed I am because I'm driving. Look my car and how good I am. I think we seen this kind of mindset when we see people, even though they are recording or they are live, doing this driving recording or driving live streaming. And for me, it doesn't make any sense because for me, when you put lives in jeopardy, you are losing, even though your message could be good. But I don't think it's important enough, urgent enough to balance the plates. And that's it. Do you because Harper, you work on car
Yes.
area. Do you have this how do I say it? Oh my God.
Situations?
Concernations when
Right.
you talk to your audience?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I have in my car, and when I go through my show today, that'll be one of the things that I do talk about, is I have a dash cam that actually, because I wanted something for when I go to the track that I can get some video of me racing the car or whatever, seeing how fast it goes or whatever. But that's only one of the steps. But the one of the reasons that I keep it in the car is that it shines forward, so it can see what's in front of me, and it also has a second camera on it that shows me. So, and I don't even pay attention to it. I don't talk to it. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I'm not broadcasting it live or anything. It's recording to an SD card. And one of the reasons why it's there is just because I think so many people get in this mindset of, well, I'm a really good driver and I'm not going to do that. Well, it's not. The problem is that the problem, if they're looking at the camera and they're trying to do their recording, then it's them. But if you're driving around and you get in an accident, that's the reason why I have that camera up there. So, police come and I can just give them the SD card and go, here you go. Here's what I saw. And it shows everything. Even at night, it has an infrared camera so it can see nice, clear photos. So, I don't ever do, video, live video while I'm driving and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. I want to encourage safety because, my fan base kind of is we're building cars, we're building, our car to what we want. And the last thing you want to do is be stupid and get in an accident and now you just lost your car, so.
That's a good point. Stephen?
That gets expensive. I mean,
yeah.
It's common sense. I mean, that's what all people need to have when driving, is to have their eyes on the road, their attention on driving, and use common sense. And that's basically. But the problem is that when we do the Stream and Drive, everybody agrees with us totally. But they're not the problem. The problem is the people who don't watch us. So it's a perennial thing. Once we're out of this, then there'll be another stream and drive day, then another one after that, and it will keep going because it is important. I know that in the States, Harper, there are organisations which do exactly the same. The police department actually run ones, and we know of ones in Canada as well. So it's an international problem, streaming and driving, and it's something that we can all we can raise awareness of it. We all donate our time during the course of the day, and so do all the police forces throughout the UK. And it's a joint effort to actually raise awareness and to let people know that a bit of common sense goes a long way.
Yeah, I think YouTube plays a lot into that. People see so many videos of people doing this, and so they want to capture it, or they want to have that next big video, and it's like it's not going to work out the way you think it is.
And also on Instagram stories and Instagram lives.
Yeah,
it's because you have the mobile phone. You can broadcast from your car and look how good I am, because that's the point. When you're driving, you just split the attention from the road. 2 seconds, it's enough to be the last time you split the attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spot on. It is.
And the problem about common sense, it's
not common.
It's not so common.
Unfortunately true.
Yeah.
So, my friends, we came to the end. I think we finished in a really insightful way. Yep. Thank you so much. Hope to see you next week. In 15 days, we will make again that networking show with lots of people. So Harper, you're my guest, and if you want to bring someone else, you brought the dogs today, which were.
I have a little pre-con Yorkie scratching at the door right now, going, "Who are you talking to?" She fits in my hands.
If you have there a cat or a crocodile or something.
5 dogs.
Oh my God!
That's why I need that little quiet room.
Okay, perfect. So,
right, understood.
Be my guest, and next week hopefully we will be Stephen's guests.
Yes, certainly. Same time next week, 5 p.m. UK and Portugal, 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here on Ringstream.
Absolutely.
I mean, the time today just disappeared.
Absolutely.
It did. Where'd it go? It was good fun.
Will you go for a ride there on the beach, Stephen?
I'm actually making up. We did a show. We do a show which goes around the UK, and we're doing an A to Z. And we started off in Aberdeen, and we got as far as Fleetwood. Now this is Fleetwood. Now Fleetwood was about 20 miles from where I was born, and it's probably the wettest place on earth, apart from Arizona. And it's lost all its industry over the last 50 years. And my memory is of a rundown town. And I actually said this on my video, that my memories are happy ones, but the town itself now is run down. All the fishermen have gone. All the industry is gone. The only factory that's left there really is the factory that makes Fisherman's Friend. If you've ever heard of that. So cough lozenge for the winter. And I gave them a bad report. And as luck would have it, it was being watched by one of my friends who lives there. Now, it wouldn't have been a problem if he hadn't known what I was talking about. So he said, he runs a group on Facebook for the people who live there. And he said, well, I can't tell them about this video. I just can't. So ever since then, I've been showing the beautiful side of Fleetwood as my backdrop.
Absolutely. There you go. It's easy to tell that's not a beach here on the north of Portugal because there's no wind.
In Arizona, all we have is beach, no ocean.
we here mostly on the north of Portugal at afternoon it's almost impossible to go to the beach because there's always wind. And because of that, it's a windy area. We have this oh my God, electrical generators
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
the hills. They are there turning. We have
The wind turbine.
yeah, wind turbines. And there's one on the top of the hill, and I used to say, well, of course it's windy. They have this on.
Maybe they're making the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my friends, that's it. I think today we proved the power of social media, connecting people from all around the world, sharing ideas, learning from each other, being ourselves, allowing ourselves to bring some random topics to the show, and most of all, don't make any dangerous moves or movies. Yeah, sometimes they become moves while you're on social media, because social media doesn't have to take your life away or others' lives. Okay, see you next week. Enjoy. Have a rest of the week, a perfect rest, a good day, whatever. Enjoy, and we'll see soon.